everybody, it's Janine over at SLOHappyVintage, and I've got another haul here for you. Let's back up a minute. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Janine, and I am a vintage jewelry collector, reseller. I dabble in some antique jewelry and other hard good items as well. I like to share things on my YouTube channel, and we're open for discussion. It's a friendly group here, so join on in the discussion. I'm going to show you a haul that I found on Facebook Marketplace. Now, it was listed as $90 for a lot of jewelry, an assortment of jewelry. And it was a bad video, bad pictures, but I saw a couple things in there that I thought looked intriguing. So I contacted the lady, but looking at it, I noticed there could have been some damage. So without seeing the items, I offered her $70 thinking, okay, there's got to be at least $70 worth of things in this lot of jewelry. And she did accept it. And it turned out to be a really nice haul. So I did spend $70 on this lot. I wanted to show you a little bit about how I go through sorting these lots of jewelry, because there's an assortment of things that are great and an assortment of things that are not so great. Let's flip the camera around and I will sort it with you. I'm going to insert a couple of photos of what I saw on Facebook Marketplace. Now, there were a couple of things off to the side that I knew were one of a couple of designers that I really like, and that's kind of what propelled me to buy this lot. But a lot of it I saw I didn't care for. For instance, this box, I kind of already sorted this out. All of this, let me make some room here. All of this is kind of nondescript, like this is an eyeglass holder, and we've got a little charm bracelet in here that really isn't anything special. These are the types of things that I will probably put in a lot. This is an Avon piece. This is an Avon necklace. We've got some little, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these because, like I said, they're just nothing really spectacular. A lot of faux pearls. I'm not sure. This is Avon as well. This is just a craft piece. This is nothing special. It's plastic. These remind me of things that you would buy in the 80s. They're not very exciting. This is also, I believe, Avon. So anyway, there's just lots of bits and pieces. This one's kind of cool, but really doesn't have much value. I mean, it's just not spectacular. Not something that I would spend a whole lot of time listing. The one thing that I thought was kind of interesting was, let's see if I can find it, this one. This looks like kind of a QVC ring. This is a simulated ruby, and these are glass. They could be quartz. They're registering a little bit higher than on the glass, but this is not gold, so it's probably gold plated, but I'm not quite sure if that's worth selling as is or putting in a lot because of that simulated ruby. That's kind of a questionable one. So anyway, all of these will probably go either into a craft lot or just a mixed lot of lesser quality jewelry. Then the next batch I had, here's another one. Just, nothing special. This one actually does have a maker's tag and it's Avon. Another Avon. Then these are the ones that were a little bit nicer. They're definitely vintage, but also still, they're not the highlights of the batch. It's nice 4th of July piece. I don't know who makes this one. Older, looks like lucite beaded necklace with some AB coated beads. And we have kind of a waterfall necklace that, do you have a mark? I don't think you have a mark either. No, not marked, but I mean, it's cute. It's still not going to bring much in the way of dollars when it comes to selling. So I'm not sure that these will be like an individual sale type listing. Here's another faux pearl. So, I mean, it's cute, but not that cute. I may just harvest the hook off of this one. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. This is a 1928. I'll stick it with my 1928 jewelry, and I will probably make a lot of that to sell together. This is a nice little beaded, I want to say this was either Monet or, but once again, it's not high quality. We always talk about the different levels of quality within a specific brand. And yes, this is vintage. Yes, it's nice, but it's not that great. It's got kind of some melon beads, but this is plastic. It's lightweight. It's interesting in that it's got a tassel. These are tortellani, I believe. Not a big seller, so they will probably go into a lot. This looks like a gold-plated leaf with stippling, kind of a textured design to it. Not that exciting. Little butterfly. It's older, but got some enamel. I mean, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with any of these. It's just I'm looking for some better quality pieces these days because I have a ton of jewelry. These are marked, was it 3214? And I have yet to find out what that means, so I will have to research these, but they look to be gold-plated. So that will need a little bit more research. And then we've got some, you know, different things like Marvella and, where's the other one of these? Some little caged design earrings. These have got some verdigris on them. Are they worth fixing or cleaning? Possibly, if I have some time. So I'll stick those in my gotta be cleaned pile. These are actually pretty. They are cute little green square jewels. Let me get my black light. No, they do not. They do not glow, so they're just green rhinestones, but they're all there and they're actually quite pretty. So maybe I will list these by themselves, maybe I won't. I don't know. That's why they're kind of in the mid-range group. Oh, this is kind of one of those 60s necklaces with the dangle, almost chainmail look. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. It's cute. Does it have a maker? No, it does not. Hook clasp. So once again, vintage, but you know, kind of run-of-the-mill vintage. And then these are Marvella earrings with the little faux pearls. These are actually in pretty good condition. So those we will see. I mean, these are on eBay, you'll be lucky to get $20 for them. And I typically don't like to sell anything that's lower than about 20. Now these are kind of pretty. I like these ones because they're unusual. I think all the pearls are there, which is a good thing because those are tiny pearls. I don't actually see anything that's missing. I don't think I can attribute these to anybody, but because of the design of those, I will probably go ahead and list them separately. These are Trafaris from probably the 80s or 90s. And they have a nice design to them, but once again, they're not going to bring that much. So if anybody is interested in any of these, let me know. These look to be Swarovski, but they are marked Monet. These are actually pretty nice little earrings. I don't know if you can see those very well. And we have a little ballerina that's very reminiscent of Coro, but it's not marked. A giant ring. I did not test this ring. It does not look to be gold. It just doesn't have, it could be gold plated, could be electroplated, but let me fire up the Presidium. Knowing that that other one was a simulated ruby, maybe this is peridot, I don't know, or it's more likely glass, but we'll check that in a moment. That looks like it could be jade, but I thought I looked these over pretty well. I didn't see any markings on it. It's got a pretty impressive setting, but I don't know. We'll run the Presidium on that one too. So that's that. Put all these aside. And then we have a bunch of pearls. I believe this giant strand of pearls is Japan. Yes. So this is a strand of 3 faux pearls with a Japan clasp. And these are actually starting to make a comeback. Not necessarily the pearls, but the Japan pieces, especially if they're unusual. This one's not unusual, but I am saving a bunch of Japan pieces, and as they're making their comeback, I start to list them. This one is also Japan, and it is a 5 strand. So this one would be more desirable than the other one, just simply because of the number of strands that it has. It is in very nice condition, cold to the touch. They are a high quality faux pearl. I ended up getting a new needle for my Presidium, and it is working now. Let's see this guy. Nope, you are just glass. And this one that's a nephrite jade stone. I don't know if I can test these little guys because they're so small, but let's try it. No, when you hit the metal, it goes kind of crazy. Yeah, those are just glass. So that's an interesting one too, but this one will go in a lot. These are just some cha-cha dangle faux pearl earrings. They don't quite match the color of these because these are more of a creamy color and this is kind of a stark white. So what I normally do with these is if I have some faux pearl necklaces, I will go ahead and match up the color of the pearls and try to get some earrings to go along with them and make a set out of it. This right here, you would think it looks like metal, but nope, it is plastic. So this is what they call a cabbage rose bead, and it does have a decorative clasp. This is a bracelet, by the way. This is a whole set. It's a whole parure with a necklace, earrings, and bracelet. So because of that, because I have all three pieces, I will sell them as a set individually versus putting them in a lot. If I just had the earrings, I would throw them in a lot. If I just had the necklace, I might do either, but since it's a whole set, they will all be sold together. Sometimes you want to split up sets depending on the value. A lot of times people will have a necklace and a bracelet and maybe they're just looking for the earrings. So, or any one single piece, and that is when I would probably split the set up to make a little bit more money off of it. These are West Germany cluster earrings and they have a matching necklace. So West Germany things are coming back as well, and colored pieces tend to do better than non-colored pieces. So this is not a bad set for plastic. It's got 4 strands. It's got some interesting beads on it, and I will sell those as a set. I'll probably list them. I'll have to do more research on them, but I'll probably list them for between 25 and 32 for the set. If anybody is interested in any of these items, I do give discounts to my viewers, so just let me know. We're slowly getting to the better stuff. This is just a little perfume bottle. It was just thrown in the lot, so that's kind of cute. It does not have a stopper though, so it could be a cute vase too, little miniature vase. All right, we've got a Timex watch, and it's a nice watch. It's a leather band. I need to put a new battery in it, but I don't see why it's not going to work, so we'll check that. And then we have this watch too. All of these things I will most likely list separately. This is a clamper hidden watch, and I did wind it, and it was keeping time, but I wound it probably a week ago, so it's not keeping time anymore. The funny thing about watches, you got to remember to wind them, right? But it's pretty cute. I love the little painted porcelain tiles on it, and it's in really lovely condition. One of these did recently sell. I will have to look up the comp for you. And okay, this is a mystery because it is signed Weiss on the back, and I have never seen Weiss make a choker like this. So I'm not quite sure what to think about it. Cute little kind of faux Baroque pearl here with some nice quality, heavier weight pearls, 3 strands, and it's a choker. And it's got little knots on the clasp here, stylized knots. But anyway, it's a cute little choker. We've got a couple more chokers. These are not marked. The cameo is riveted to this piece, so I don't think this is a very old piece. It's probably one of those revival pieces from like the 80s. I don't think that's a shell. This looks to be acrylic. And here's another one of those with a larger cameo. Nicer cameo on this. It is a slide on that one. No marks. It's got a hook. So older, not ancient old, but Nice Victorian revival. This is an older pearl necklace. Not real pearls, but it has that old feel to it. I don't know if you have felt older pearls. They kind of have a, they just have a different feel. They're heavy, and these ones are made to look real with the little pitting and different shapes on them. They're not, and they're all knotted in between, which is also a good sign of quality. Then this is a Panino watch. Now, if you're not familiar with Panino, Panino items sell quite well. This watch is on a chain and it has a slide here. I believe I saw one of these that sold for over $100. I don't know if the watch works though. It's got baguettes all around the edge here, but without knowing whether or not the watch works, I'm not quite sure what to do with this one. It's one of those watches. It's kind of funny because a lot of times people will think, oh, the watch is upside down. I think they're called nurses' watches. I'm not sure of that exact term because my mom was a nurse and she wasn't allowed to wear jewelry because she worked in the NICU. But it's made so when you wear it, you pick it up and look at it. So the watch is going to be hanging upside down on the chain, but because you're wearing it and you pick it up, when you pick it up, you're going to see the watch right side up. And Panino, gosh, I've sold earrings made by Panino in the $60, $80 range. So it's a brand to look out for. This is reminiscent of like the 1928 style and Florenza style mesh choker necklaces. This one is not marked, but it does have, looks like an acrylic cameo on it. And there's one little bend in here. I don't know if I can get that little bend out, but it looks like somebody folded it. Anyway, once again, another nice one. This little watch is beautiful. I don't know a whole lot about it. Don't know if it runs. I will be testing these in the near future. You know, when you get older watches, most of the time they've been overwound for so long and they're not going to work. But sometimes you get lucky. I have some Victorian era watches, not Victorian, are they Victorian? Edwardian era watches that are actually working. This is a Sphinx bow. Sphinx is a company that did a lot of copies of other pieces of jewelry from other companies. Like they didn't steal the designs. They normally would buy them from other companies and then they would reproduce them. Usually not quite as high of quality as the original company, but they will be marked Sphinx, and sometimes we'll just have a number on them as well. So this is in pretty good condition. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. A cute little bow. We have another one of these watches. This is not Panino. I just kind of lumped all the watches together because I need to check batteries and see if they work. This is once again upside down if you look at it this way, but right side up if you look at it this way. And I like kind of the beveled cut. Metal is I think it's diamond cut. Anyway, it really reflects the light. It's nice, pretty. A miscellaneous tiny little pin. Good quality. And these earrings are not marked, but the quality is just exquisite on these. Not missing anything. Clip backs. Really nice. This was probably the oldest piece in here, and it is in a little bit of poor condition. It's missing a lot of the little pearls on the edge. I'm not sure if I'm going to redo this or use it just to harvest things from, or I'm not quite sure what to do this. I could throw it in a miscellaneous lot or a scrap lot. This piece looks nicer than it is. It's pretty lightweight, faux pearls, but it's got lots of strands of pearls. 1, 2, 3, it's got 5 strands, and it's got a nice little decorative center here. I like it when they have these caps on the back that kind of hide the messy ends of the pearls. And then a little spring ring clasp. So that's cute. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why aren't you testing these stones? These stones are glued in, and any stone worth its weight is not going to be glued in. So I know these are glass, so I'm not going to test those. Now come the better things. The better things include this was a surprise. This is a 10 karat gold. It's all tangled up. 10 karat gold. I'm not going to untangle it right now. Anyway, it's a 10 karat gold little heart pendant. I believe these are simulated rubies and possibly simulated diamonds. We still have the presidium on, so let's test these two. Okay, so the little red stones, definitely ruby. And let's check these little, whoops. There we go. Okay, so these are rubies and diamonds on a 10 karat gold chain. And I took this to my jeweler and they were going to offer me about $80 for it. So if anybody would like this for $80, once I get it untangled, I will definitely get it untangled. It's in lovely condition, but I would be more than happy. It says I love you on the back. It's kind of lasered in I love you, and it's in phenomenal condition. There is one listed on eBay for 150-ish, but I am happy to sell this to one of my viewers. Ugh, I'm not going to mess with it right now, but I will untangle it for you. Anyway, beautiful little piece. So that was a fun piece. And then the other thing, there were 2 rings. Actually, there were all of these rings and 2 more that were in this lot as well. And they weren't in the pictures. And I asked the gal when I picked up things, I said, there's more stuff in here than what were in the pictures? And she said, oh yeah, I know, I threw some other things in there. I'm like, oh great. But I didn't even look at any of it. So when I got it home, there were 2 gold rings in there, 2 14-karat gold rings. They were little rings and the diamonds were out of them. So they were basically trash to the owner. But I took them to the jeweler and traded them in or sold them for scrap value. And I think I got close to 140 for them. So that was kind of a fun bonus. But then one of these is sterling and the other one is just pot metal. I think this one's sterling and this is just pot metal. So these don't have a whole lot of value. I'm going to stick this in my sterling batch of stuff. So anyway, for $70, that so far has been a great lot just from the things that I've shown you, but the best is yet to come. Well, I guess the rings are probably the best, but from a jewelry collector position, these are probably the best. So we have a little sterling and looks like turquoise Navajo made ring. It's a pretty small size, as they normally are, and that was a good find. Then this piece right here is also sterling and real pearls. So it's a cute little pin. And then this one, I have a couple of these. These are made by Coro, and this one is in beautiful condition. I don't think it's missing anything. And it is a little locket. When you open it up, it folds out, and this one has never been used. It's got all the original photos and the instructions in it. So really nice piece. Got a little lip on it that keeps it closed. So anyway, beautiful. It's got a little hand-painted rose on top of a guilloche, or guilloche, however you want to pronounce that, enameled piece. And it's very pink, and I love pink. Okay, now getting to the things, the whole reason I bought this lot was because of these pieces. These are the ones, I saw them out of the corner of my eye on the video, and I thought, okay, these are either Haskell or Carnegie or originals by Robert or DeMario. I kind of figured it's one of those designers. And I specifically was interested in, I think it was this one that I saw. So she did send me another picture of this one up close. And when I saw the up close picture, I saw this verdigris and I went, oh no, that's some pretty bad verdigris. So that's why I was hesitant to pay the $90, because I actually asked her if I could buy just some of these pieces. I wasn't really interested in the rest of it. And she said, no, she said, I'm just selling the whole thing. If you want to buy the whole thing, do whatever you want with the rest of it. And when I got there, I picked up this piece and I flipped it over, and sure enough, there's the Originals by Robert tag. And when I looked at this piece, this is in amazing condition. There's no verdigris. Well, there might be a tiny bit on this piece, but not bad at all. The strand of pearls, on the other hand, yeah, is kind of trashed. So looking at this piece, I'm pretty sure it probably had 2 strands of pearls, this one and then another one on this side. But I might just take this strand of pearls off and leave it as is, because it's a perfectly functional necklace without the pearls. So there's that one. And then this piece, same kind of thing. The pendant is absolutely gorgeous. It's not missing anything. It doesn't look like it has any verdigris. It's actually in quite lovely condition. Originals by Robert. The clasp is fine. Actually, the clasp looks like it's missing one rhinestone. But here we have more verdigris. So on this piece, is it strung on thread? If it's strung on thread, it could be fragile. If it's strung on wire, the wire could have verdigris, and that can be fragile as well. But this one might be salvageable as far as cleaning goes. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a labor of love to try to restore this piece, but I love this style. I love this era, and to me, it's worth trying to salvage. Here are the matching earrings, and the matching earrings are in beautiful condition. They don't have any verdigris on them at all. And then the last piece is, I think these 2 pieces go together. This is a kind of a defunct bracelet that is very sad, but the center piece, once again, it's just so beautiful. This is all hand done. It doesn't look like it's missing anything. And oh, you know what? I wonder if this glows. No, it does not glow. But I'm not quite sure if I'm going to restore it or what I'm going to do with it, because I don't think all the parts are here. Yeah, I know well, no, all the parts are not here. But what do you think about this lot? That's everything in this lot, and I paid $70, but there was over $200 worth of gold in it alone, not to mention any of the other pieces. So let me know in the comments what you think. Would you have bought this lot? Would you have known to buy this lot if you saw the pictures that I showed you? What's your favorite piece? I don't know. Let's talk about this lot. That's all I have for you today. The next video, hopefully I'm going to get to, is going to be this little haul that I got. This was a $25 haul. There's jewelry in all these little drawers, and I haven't really gone through much of it yet. So this will be the next one to go through. I'm going to leave you with some pictures of the things we've already looked at so you can get a little bit better look at them. And I will see you in the next video. If you haven't done so already, please like this video and leave a comment and subscribe if you like what you've been watching. All right, see you in the next one. Did I find gold in here? I don't know.